Deadfall traps have been a very effective method of catching small animals over the years, and it certainly works today. You can see a rat that was caught underneath a rock that was held up with a 2-stick trigger system, and this is what I call the Promontory peg trigger system. Now, this is just my take of the Promontory peg system. There's a lot of information around on the internet. I've just used a pocket knife to cut this. To me, it wasn't critical to use any stone tool to make a rough surface. And you can see it's a 2-stick system. There's the upper support stick, which carries the weight, the force down through onto the bait stick. You can make a chisel point for the mating end of it if you like. The lower stick is just carved out of a round stick. It has a shelf cut into it, and then the upper portion of the stick is just tapered away if you choose, and you can jam a bit of bait onto the spike. I actually split the stick sometimes and poke bait into it, or you can tie the bait on. Anyway, the shelf that's cut in to the bait stick is about 15 degrees off of a right angle, and I cut the base of the stick to be parallel to it, more or less. This allows the bait stick to sit over at an angle so that the bait is free of the support stick. I always would like to have the bait stick furthest underneath the deadfall, so as it rocks over it falls under the deadfall rather than out of it. And you can say that the bait stick pivots about its lower right hand corner as shown. Now, it's critical, I've found, to have the support stick at exactly the right angle to get the maximum effectiveness and sensitivity out of this system. In diagram 1, you can see that the weight's being pushed too far towards the pivot corner, and it's going to be unstable. It's going to want to tend to tip over by itself. In diagram 2, it's too much the other way. The force is acting too much towards the left-hand end, away from the pivoting point, and the little mouse trying to get at the bait is going to push pretty hard to lift the weight and upset the trigger. And as experimentation will show you, you just have to fiddle about with it yourself. I think about diagram 3 shows about the right way to set it, with the weight just to the left of the pivoting point. And a very small amount of force can set it off. It can be very sensitive. You can see the dimensions I like, but you can experiment. I set up one of these traps the other night at home to catch one of the rodents that have been driving our dog Meg, running around the house, getting into the fruit and things. And just a couple of hours later, we had a rat. Very satisfying, very effective, very simple, and very useful to know about. Anyway, best wishes.